Is she shopping?
Ooh! The night after our first date, he told me, I waited my whole life to meet you.
Rom-Con, Who the F is Jason Porter, is a new docu-series on Prime Video that takes a deep dive into the dark side of dating and romance scams in Toronto and the long list of victims left hanging by this man named Jason Porter. It also uncovers the rise in scams in online dating. One of the subjects of the series and also the creator of the film, Heather Rovet, joins us live now. Heather, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your story in this two-part docu-series. It goes through quite the timeline of the beginning of your relationship, when things start to go wrong, and then you basically saying, I'm going to investigate this and interview the other victims. When did you decide you wanted to, get to the bottom of this and uncover who Jason really was?
I decided I needed to get to the bottom when I was living still in Aurora after I had uncovered the truth of who he is. And when I went to the police and they essentially did not see what he had done to me as a crime. And I had so many unanswered questions and missing puzzle pieces from my life. And I just sort of went on this deep dive investigation. I became a bit of a sleuth or a Nancy Drew, and I just started going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
Yeah, I mean, this happens so often. We have other Netflix documentaries, about the Tinder swindler. But in your case, this was like a real relationship. You were together for years, at least 3 years. You moved in together. You started a business together. He met your family. Then jewelry started going missing. What was it like trying to track down and speak with the other women who were victims to his con scams?
Very validating and equally a little overwhelming when I would start talking with one. Our stories were all so similar. He literally has his playbook of moves and lines, and he's obviously mastered his craft. But I mean, it didn't all happen at once either. Like I met one person and talked to her, and then it literally kept unraveling until just a year ago.
Yeah, and his name, he would change his name in some cases. I mean, his name's Jason Porter, but he'd go by Jace Peretti. In another one, he was a guy named Don. And you talk about the red flags, one of the red flags being love bombing. So what exactly is love bombing for people who are unfamiliar with that term?
Love bombing happens at the beginning of a relationship when you're dating. And it's when a guy comes on really hot and heavy, but it can be mistaken for just basic flirting. When I look back now and read through all the text messages I have, because I didn't delete any of them with Jace, even before we went out on our first date, he sent me a text message just saying something like, let me ask you one question. Do you know how sexy you are? And I was taken aback, but I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. This guy is confident. Like he's no holds barred. But love bombing, your brain chemistry literally changes. And coupled with the constant affection, the constant attention, the endorphins that are going through your body because you're being intimate, you're just, they can just latch on and get you, and you're like a deer in the headlights. You don't even know it's happening because you feel so good.
Wow.
You just feel I felt so loved. I was so elated and excited and happy, and I thought I'd met my person.
Wow.
And yet here he was the whole time just playing me. But the love bombing is definitely that intensity where constant communication, constant affection. In some cases, if they have the means, like grandiose gifts, whisking you off on a trip, talking about marrying you within weeks, moving in quickly. It's like they don't let you go, so they get you.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. Heather, I wish we had more time to talk about this. Look, obviously, your father and your sister had apprehensions about how false he was, but sometimes family, they don't want to, step on your toes and dissuade you from something that seems too good to be true, but maybe that is the message. I hope everyone gets to check out Rom-Con. I love the way by the name. Who the F is Jason Porter? Heather, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your story.
Thank you.
I appreciate your work. Take care.